Yo, what is up, everyone? It's your favorite narrator, Aaron, back at it with another story. Grab a snack, kick back, and let's dive in. So this story happened a couple years ago, back when I first started college. When I first started, especially that first week, I didn't know anybody. I remember thinking it seemed like everybody else seemed to know each other. It was overwhelming and it was weird, to not be with a group of friends like back during high school. Now I knew it was kind of gonna be like that, so I knew, hey, I'm probably gonna have to take a look at some clubs or some of the extracurriculars. If any of y'all find yourself in a similar situation, I gotta recommend that strategy. Join a club you're interested in, because automatically then you already have even ground with the people. You got something to bond over and get close with. You already share common interests. So keeping this in the back of my head, I was walking back up to my dorm after class one day, and at the top of the stairwell I saw a poster that said Campus First Response. Fire, police, and EMS. I saw that and I thought to myself, that seems pretty cool. I've always wanted to know what to do in emergency situations just so that I wouldn't be another clueless body, so I figured maybe that's a good way to learn some skills, as well as meet some new people and make some friends. So I called the number at the bottom of the page, and this dude picks up. I'm gonna call him Joel for the purpose of this story, because Joel from The Last of Us knows what to do in an emergency situation. So Joel lets me know, he says, hey, we have meetings, Mondays after class, come stop by. And I say, bet. So I rock up to the meeting, we all get introduced. It's probably a crew of about 10 or so people. Joel studies mechanical engineering, but he wants to become a cop. He said back in the day, this campus used to have a very active EMS presence, student-led, but students lost interest and it just got shut down. So he was hoping to reboot it. Joel lets the 10 of us know, he says, hey, the state offers a bunch of courses, including this first responder course. The first responder course isn't quite an EMT. You get your CPR certification, your stop the bleed certification, and it just covers a lot of those life-saving basics. So I sign up for one, and the day finally comes. All you gotta know is where I live is very rural. There are urban areas for sure, but the majority of the state is very rural. And where I was taking this course was as off the beaten track as you can get. I'd never even heard of the town before. So I hop in the whip. At the time, I was sporting an '05 baby blue Prius. And me and my 110 horsepower front wheel drive rig start cruising down those dirt roads. Hitting corners, pulling that e-brake, drifting, downshifting, upshifting, everything that you're meant to do in a Toyota Prius. All that goes on until I start down this one route. Now I'm just gonna say it was Route 5. And if you know it, you know it. If you don't, you don't got to. All you gotta know is that me and my Prius should not have been going down Route 5. I'm pretty sure at one point my phone's cell service went into the negatives. There's blind hills, these twists and turns. It's all dirt road, narrow as a driveway. I ain't even lying to you. For a solid quarter mile or so, I was driving through an old riverbed. I was in a straight up riverbed. There were for real tree roots and pebbles and shit. And I remember low-key freaking out because I said, if I get stuck, what the hell am I gonna do? I'm miles away from anything. Eventually, I make it out of Route 5 and I get to my course. It was a 2-day long course and I made sure to avoid that Route 5 for the rest of the time I had to travel up there. It was a very good course. I would recommend getting all of the EMS certifications you can get, because you never know when you might need the knowledge. Anyway, I knew in the back of my head that the local field days would be happening for the region that I was taking the course in. If you're not from an area with field days, let me explain a little bit. All the counties in this state have their own county field days, where it's kind of like a little amusement park gets set up and there's fast food and rides and carnival games. It's a good time. One of the staples at these field days that a lot of towns do is a demolition derby. Now, one of my good buddies from college lives near the area that I was taking my course in, and he had told me back at college about a week prior that he was going to be in the demolition derby. So I knew after I finished up that course, I'd whip on over to the field days and watch him him compete. I've been to demolition derbies before. They're a real good time. They're always loud and rambunctious. Dirt and mud flying everywhere. Gas fumes everywhere. Just the sounds of chopped off exhausts and full throttle engines. There were so many people competing in this demolition derby that they had separated it into heats. There was a section for vans and then a section for cars. And the cars were all late 90s, early 2000s sedans. He was driving one, I forget what it was. I think it was a Toyota or something. Maybe an old Camry. So the horn blows. And if you've never seen a demolition derby before, at least the ones that I've been to, they all start in reverse. So they back into each other as fast as they can. And the idea is to be the last car standing by knocking out all the other cars until they break and stop working. And my buddy, he gets a few good licks in. I'll give him credit where credit is due. Well, there was this one car decorated like Deadpool, comes out of nowhere. Must have been from the other side of the arena. And smacks my buddy's car so hard, it gets launched over the concrete barrier of the arena. Now, he didn't get launched over it, he got launched onto the concrete barrier. Now, dude's car is just teetering on top of this barrier. Still running, tires are spinning, and I seen him in there just frozen. Hands at 10 and 2, eyes looking out of his helmet just wide open. I can't imagine what it was like to go on that ride. They finally got him down with the skid steer and he probably fucked off to go get a mid-strength beer after that, as the YouTuber Ozzy Man would say. Anyway, I know this story jumped around a lot. It was just a wacky couple of days that I thought you all would love to hear about. Moral of the story is, get all of the EMS certs so when your really close buddy gets launched over the wall at a demolition derby, you can go help him out. It's a really specific moral, but you never know, nothing's impossible. That'll do it for today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, remember to press the like button, comment a story of your own from this week that stuck out to you, and subscribe to the channel. We're out here posting every week. If you want to listen without the video while you're doing chores or driving to work, these stories go up on Spotify under Story Snaps with Arrow, found in the link in the description. Also in the description is my email that you can also email stories to me on if you'd rather. Remember guys, life is a story and you are the author. Catch you later.